Hey, how's it going, y'all? Today I wanted to talk about dealing with discomfort, or really sitting in discomfort. It's been something that I've been struggling with, if I'm honest, in my own life within this last season, within this winter season. And winter is a very interesting season because naturally it's a season of rest. It's a season of being still. It's a season of coming back into ourselves, reflection, uh, and to an extent, allowing our bodies, our minds, our spirit, our relationships, the downtime to then be able to have the energy to produce in springtime, summer, fall. Um, and so it's a really important season within our yearly annual life cycle. And to an extent, I have struggled with it. God, I have struggled with it. I had an awesome opportunity to go to Tanzania with this group called Repaired Nations. And it was a fantastic, incredible journey and trip. However, when I returned, life was changing, it was moving. And I did not feel prepared for it in many ways, career wise, relationally wise, parenting, um, and just in my own life. I didn't feel prepared. And that has really caused a lot of stress and anxiety. And yet, at the same time, there was a part of me that understood this was natural and that it wasn't an indication there was something wrong with me or my circumstance. This was life moving and changing. And I was merely feeling uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. I remember I watched this meme. It wasn't a meme. It was a little short video on social media, Instagram. I'll drop my Instagram for more content in the link below in the description box. But it's to say that it was this Asian cat. I think he was like a monk or something like that, and he was a younger guy, and he was talking about this experience that we have within our culture around discomfort, and that some of us, myself, sometimes fall into this belief that uh, life's purpose, our life's purpose, is to feel comfortable. Is to feel comfortable. And I wanted to really dive into that in this video. Uh, One of the things that I have to remind myself and try to remind others is that discomfort is a primary mechanism for change, for growth, for evolving, for navigating life circumstance. When you think about a plant, you think about a seed, the moment that a seed begins to grow, many times it has to undergo a series of conflicts, of stress, of pressure that creates extreme discomfort. Usually it's the weight of the soil on top of it. And what takes place is the breaking of the shell, the breaking through of the containment of the life force in this seed. And so there is this direct conflict with the environment it's in, the pressure, the stress, the need to grow and expand until there's a breakthrough. But the break is not without the stress and discomfort. And then as the seed begins to grow, seeds actually grow in two different directions. It grows down in terms of its root production, and it grows up in terms of its seeking for sunlight and the growth of the plant itself. And what we don't recognize is that there is stress in both directions. There's pressure, there's new vulnerabilities, insects, environment, weather that can lend to the thriving of this plant or to the premature death or struggles of this plant. Either way, there is discomfort in growth, in expansion. And even when the plant breaks through the surface, it has now wind for the first time, rain, elements, animals, things that might step on it, crush it. All right, there are things that come along the way, and yet it still grows. And that is something for us to be reminded of, that in our lives, if we are still here, we are still growing. In spite of what may have attempted to crush us, might have attempted to reduce us or squelch us or cut us down, if we're still here, we're still growing. We are still pushing through, finding our space in this life to be able to expand and become what we are here to be. If you ever look at a tree, no two trees are the same. No two trees or plants grow in the same trajectories. And sometimes we get into this comparison. We look at others and look at how they're growing and we go, how come I'm not growing that way? And our discomfort begins to be rooted not necessarily within our process, within our natural process of growth, but it tends to be rooted within our idea of what it's supposed to look like. And somehow we perceive that the person next to us did not undergo their own discomfort, as if they are not within their own uncomfortable situation. And so many times it becomes a reminder for ourselves that discomfort is not an enemy. Discomfort is not a bad thing or an indication that we are headed down the wrong path or head in the wrong direction. Many times it can also be an indication of growth. Now, it can also signify the need for change. And this is where we have to learn to trust ourselves within our journey. One of the major mishaps that we can make is by deciding how we are going to manage our discomfort based upon what it looks like with others, based upon how others are growing or how we perceive them to be growing. And we think that if we do it how they're doing it, we will somehow end up in a more comfortable situation. The problem is their process is not our process. And so there's a need for us to stay rooted within ourselves, rooted in our experience, what we have learned, what we have grown through, what we have been able to figure out and come into relationship with within ourselves. What feels right for us? What feels intuitively pleasurable and pleasing and fulfilling for us? What has allowed us to find success in the past? And the more that we are rooted within ourselves, the more effectively we will navigate our experience, even our discomfort. And in time, you will begin to figure out that the uncomfortableness that you are dealing with is cyclical, relationally, academically, career-wise, that you've been here before. You've experienced different types of discomfort, but similarly, in a similar circumstance. And we can draw from our past. We can draw from our experiences that we've had over time that allows us to then be able to say, how do I want to now navigate this in this present moment? How do I want to move forward? How do I want to experience my life right now as I'm in this similar position, whether it's parenting, whether it's within my romantic relationship, whether it's with family members or friendships or even at work. We can draw upon our past, but don't resist the discomfort, because the discomfort many times is an opportunity for us to go inward and to draw from within ourselves how we are choosing to navigate this at this present moment. And in fact, it can actually be the catalyst we can be experiencing in that discomfort, the catalyst for our change to create what we are truly desiring. Many of us want something different. Some of us want better, but we don't want the discomfort that comes with the change that allows us to experience what we want. And so we run from the very thing that is getting us to our desires, the discomfort. Sit in the discomfort. Journal. Talk to friends, confidants. Talk to mentors, family members, the loved ones who have been a part of your journey along the way, who have helped you through past situations. And have your own internal meditative compass that allows you to navigate where you are currently at. Trust yourself. Trust what you've learned in the past and apply it in your current discomfort, not in judgment, but in anticipation that where you are continuing to head is your path for your greatness, for your actualization, for your experiencing everything that you've wanted in your life. Trust yourself. Don't run from the discomfort. If you have any questions or thoughts, definitely you can reach me at bridgesandstones.com. Send me a comment if you want to meet and talk about anything that we've talked about today. I hope you're having a blessed one, staying warm in this cold, rainy weather. I'm going to holler at y'all next time. Peace.